Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Rewind. I'm your host Travis, and recently we did a video on the state of the MCU, and afterwards I thought it'd only be fair to do the same for the DCEU, or whatever you want to call it for the DC Comics properties. I just want to give my quick thoughts on the DC movies and TV shows that dropped in 2021, and what I'm looking forward to for 2022. With that in mind, let's get into it. Okay, so for movies, there wasn't a big scene for DC movies in 2021. If you want to do carryover from the very end of 2020, you can say Wonder Woman 84, which at best you could say is a mixed bag of reviews. I personally didn't care for it, but I know what they were trying to go for with more of the 80s camp style of action and whatnot. But to me, it just kind of fell flat on what it was trying to deliver. We got live action Cheetah and we got new costumes for Wonder Woman, things like that. So there's stuff like that was good, but it was just the stuff with Steve coming back and all that other stuff. It was just, the tone was so different from the first movie. I don't think it really captured a lot of the same audience that it was going for originally. So after that, really for 2021, there's really just two big releases, theatrical, if you want to say theatrical. We have The Suicide Squad and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, the big story with Justice League was how it came to be, the following of the fans and the hashtags and everything else that got the studio to get behind it. Even though if you want to say it wasn't really the studio, Warner Brothers is more or less the parent company, AT&T, trying to get subscriptions for their new HBO Max. Regardless, they threw a lot of money at this thing. They got, obviously Zack Snyder to come back to finish it, and he got the cast and all, millions of dollars for special effects and everything like that. So the final product is so much better than the original one that we got from Joss Whedon. And that's going to be one of my top 5 movies actually this year, only because of everything that went into making that movie happen. So, and like I said, the other one was The Suicide Squad. This was the sequel, not sequel, reboot, not a reboot to the original Suicide Squad movie. And this one was directed by James Gunn, who famously, directed Guardians of the Galaxy and had a big fallout when Marvel, Disney went to go basically cancel him, basically from old tweets and whatnot from years ago. So he got let go, from Marvel. He went over to DC, made that movie. They've since made up. So we'll be seeing more James Gunn Marvel movies in the future. But in the meantime, we did get this little gem of a DC movie from him. And this was a really fun movie. The first Suicide Squad movie, very divisive, all over the place, notoriously edited down and cut and gutted from the studios. The director of that one says, "Hey, we can do a director's cut for me too," but I don't think anybody's going to go for that one. But this is a lot more fun, and I kind of figured that with James Gunn directing it. I figured that it would be more colorful and violent and wittier with the cast and characters that they have. So not a whole lot of, like I said, not a whole lot of movies for DC in 2021, but the two that they did drop, really good. Actually, I said that there were two on the theatrical side, and I really have to retract that statement because really the only one that dropped in 2021 that went to theaters was The Suicide Squad, because as we know, Justice League was strictly for the app. Oh, and also for the that Justice League version, there's a black and white version of that movie too, which it plays just as well too. If you haven't checked that out, I do recommend that as well too. So moving on, before getting to TV shows, DC has a really good animation studio, and they do drop quite a bit of animated features throughout the years. 2021. There's quite a few of them, but I haven't had a chance to see them all. The big one for me, and I definitely recommend it, is Batman: The Long Halloween. It's 2 parts, part 1, part 2. They both dropped this year in 2021, and Right now, it's on the HBO Max app, so you can watch it. It's a great story. I love the narrative of it, the murder mystery aspect. Really good movie. Definitely check that out. There's a few other ones that came out. Batman, Son of the Dragon. That was more of a kind of a 70s kung fu mashup movie, if you will. There was Justice Society, World War II. Again, going back to the Justice Society of things, with that version of, Wonder Woman, Flash, all them down there. The other one was Injustice, Gods Among Us, which is an adaptation of the very popular video games that came out, where basically something tragic happens to Superman. He basically snaps, and he goes full evil supervillain on us. So I'm curious about that one, but I mean, the games are so good on that one that I don't know if it would kind of ruin it for me or not. But if you haven't played the games, definitely go play the games. And if you're just curious about that, just check out the this movie that just came out. All right, so for the TV shows, there's a lot of returning series that had new seasons for 2021. Some of them are exclusive to the HBO Max app. We have Titans was in the 3rd season. Also, Doom Patrol, that was in the 3rd season as well too. And look, by this point, if you watch these shows, you either love them. Well, I don't want to say you love them. Either you like them, or you just can't get into it. And I can't fault either side of that. I watch them. The Titans has kind of grown on me over the last couple of seasons. I did another video or episode way back when it first started, and I was kind of critical of that, rightfully so. They haven't really learned a lot from their lessons, but it still has gotten a little better throughout the couple seasons since then. Doom Patrol is still probably the oddest show I've ever seen, especially on the comic book side of things. It's just so weird and bizarre. It's almost like a train wreck. You can't not look at it. You have to watch it. Then we have Stargirl. That was a series that was going to be exclusive to the DC app when they had it, but it got moved over to the CW. I was very reluctant to watch this show. In fact, I watched the first episode. I had to turn it off because I didn't like it. Cut to about a month or two later, I turned it back on, watched it again, gave it another shot. And I gotta tell you, Stargirl, between the 2 seasons that they've had, Stargirl is one of the shows where it has no right to be as good as it actually is. You would think, just by all the promotional and aspects and just the character, teenage blonde girl, knowing this on the CW, they have a lot of teeny bopper stuff like that, and you just got that vibe from the commercials. That's what it is. But this is actually, there's a lot of comic book connections to the source material, which is really good. And season 2 got pretty dark. I mean, they're not afraid to kill people off and whatever the case may be. But if you haven't checked out Stargirl, I would at least give it a shot and kind of go from there. So that leads us to the rest of the Arrowverse, which I've waned off on the Arrowverse so much in the last couple years. Ever since the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, I said it before. It was a good crossover event, but they just never knew how to follow up from that. And everything in my mind just started falling off and tanking ever since that crossover hit. Case in point, Supergirl ended this year. That was the last season, just ended. I thought Batwoman was already canceled, but apparently this is the last season they're in. Same thing with Black Lightning. And that just leaves Legends of Tomorrow. That's probably on its final leg too. So that leaves The Flash, really. Now, on The Flash, we're on season 8. Started up the very end of 2021 with the 5-part Armageddon series, storyline, whatever. It's just, I hate to say it, but this show, they got to do something, or they just got to end it, because it's just getting too, I can't even make it through this 5-parter, supposed to be a crossover thing, but it's just so bad. The writing has gotten so stagnant and just cookie cutter writing for all their CW shows, really, but it's really evident on these Arrowverse shows. So I'm just about done with that part of it. I will say I don't think it's tied into the Arrowverse anymore, but Superman and Lois. If I had to say there was a breakout show for the CW and in DC, I got to say Superman and Lois. I wasn't too high on expectations on this show, but yeah, I would definitely recommend it. The guy that plays Superman, Tyler Hockner, he does a great job. Just the cast overall is pretty solid. Even Elizabeth Bullock, who plays Lois Lane, she does a great job as well too. So it's not the same vein as Arrowverse. Like Arrowverse, like I said, very teeny boppy and things like that, and it's cookie cutter and everything. Superman and Lois is more, I would say, in a way, more mature and just a little more grittier almost in a way. I don't know. It's just definitely something. If you're a Superman fan, I would definitely check that out.
Oh, you know what? I almost forgot one other thing I've been watching for the last few months here. A few months ago, the 20th anniversary of Smallville came to be, and they dropped a brand new HD Blu-ray box set, all the complete 10 seasons. I've been binging that. Up to like season 5 right now, and I gotta say, it is a refresher. Going back and watching that series again, it reminded me how good that show actually was. And then, especially if you compare it to the shows nowadays, when I was telling you about the bad writing and everything of the current CW stuff, it's good to see at one point how it was back in the day. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some filler episodes and there are some stuff that drags, and it's kind of, some of them are kind of ridiculous and things like that. But overall, the tone of the show is just 10 times better than anything you're going to get on today's CW stuff. So anyway, I just thought about that off the top of my head here, that, hey, that's not current stuff, but it is something that's been taking up a lot of my time when it comes to DC and the TV shows.
Okay, and I just want to wrap this thing up by going over some of the stuff that's coming out in 2022 and what I'm looking forward to. So first up, right off the gate in January, we're going to have Peacemaker. It's the series starring John Cena, a spinoff series actually from the Suicide Squad. So it was kind of like a thought that James Gunn kept joking around with, saying, hey, let's just do, we'll do a TV show on Peacemaker from the character from the movie. And Warner Brothers finally said, okay, do it. So that's how we're getting this series. In March, we are getting The Batman. That one, I don't know if I want to say optimistic about it. I'm cautious about it, definitely for sure. I don't know how I feel about Robert Pattinson as Batman, Bruce Wayne. From what I've seen so far, his Bruce Wayne doesn't feel like a Bruce Wayne, and maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe this is going to be a totally different vibe we're getting from the character perspective. Everything else to me is just too much brooding, too emo, I guess, if you want to say, with this particular version. And maybe I'm just, I've said this before in the past. I think Christopher Nolan is overrated, probably the most overrated director that I can think of in modern times. But everybody seems to gravitate towards the Dark Knight trilogy. Again, to me, it's overrated. But everybody likes to go for that in Hollywood. I mean, everybody likes to go for that, the all black armored up Batman, which it's overdone in my mind. And I truly enjoyed the look and feel of what they were trying for in Zack Snyder's universe with Ben Affleck, and he didn't have the all black armor. He actually looked like a superhero costume. So I just wish they would get back to more of that aspect for this Batman movie, to get back on track here. I'm cautious about it. Obviously I want it to be good, but from what I've seen so far, I just don't know. That's definitely going to be a wait and tell situation on that one. Okay, and then later on in the year we get the animated movie. There's a League of Super Pets, which you kind of roll your eyes at that. Okay, whatever. But of course, it's got the duo of Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. They like to do movies together. It's obviously animated movie about all the DC Super Pets like Crypto and things like that. But made by the same studio that did Secret Life of Pets and Minions and all that stuff. So it could be good. Could be a little fun little ride. Okay, so summer of 2022 looks like we're getting. We obviously I'm saying all this. These are obviously dates that can change, but as of right now, at the end of July, we're getting Black Adam. Again, another Dwayne Johnson. He's starring as Black Adam. Um, they showed like one clip of it during the DC fandom thing this year, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it could be good. I think Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, I just think he's so much of a big personality that's all I can see. Like, I can't see through it. You know, sometimes that's why you get an unhurt, you get a not a well-known actor to play like a superhero or something, because you're not seeing the actor, you're seeing the character. And I think with Dwayne Johnson, he's such a big personality, such a big actor, well, literally and figuratively. That's all you can see, and he's got the same cadence in his voice. He talks the same. He's got the same look, always the bald head and things like that. It's always the same with him. So I'm hoping I can look past that, and I'm hoping it's going to be a good movie. But I don't know if this is going to tie into anything. Is this going to tie into the Shazam franchise with Zachary Levi? Nobody really knows much of anything right now. But Black Adam? He's known to go up against Superman. Are we going to get Henry Cavill coming back? Maybe not in the first movie, but you know what I'm saying? It's where's this particular franchise going? Now, the really big one that I'm really curious about, and I'm actually anticipating quite a bit on this one, is for the Flash movie. It's supposed to be coming out in November. Ironically enough, I'm not really looking forward to it for the Flash. I'm actually just looking forward to the Batman, honestly, because it's been well noted, well reported. Michael Keaton, the Keaton, he's coming back. He's gonna be playing Batman. He's reprising his role in the Cape and Cowl. We got the Batmobile. We got all that stuff. We got all 89 Batman glory in this movie. So I'm curious about that. Also, Ben Affleck is coming back as well too as Batman. So it's gonna be interesting for sure. And we just got off that ride from Spider-Man No Way Home. So I'm riding that ride right now, and if they can deliver what they just delivered in Spider-Man, they got themselves a home run. The only problem is a lot of people don't really care for the new Flash. It was Ezra Miller. They gotta work on some stuff to really make people really care about this movie. But hey, you know what? You put Michael Keaton on that poster, people are gonna show up. So that leaves us to the last one, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. We're finally getting a sequel to DC's first billion-dollar movie that they made, which was the first Aquaman movie. But James Wan is returning. Jason Momoa obviously is coming back. Patrick Wilson's coming back. So yeah, they got if they can continue what they started in the last movie, this should be a fun movie too. I'm a big fan of James Wan, so I'm definitely gonna check it out regardless. So. But that's going to do it for what I'm looking forward to in 2022. And then what I thought of the state of the DCEU for 2021. So what did you guys think? Did you, what was your favorite, property that came out for DC in 2021? And what are y'all looking forward to in 2022? So do me a favor, hit the like button and, leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. And then, that's going to do it. So until next time, always remember to pop your culture.